4 days after all of this had happened, and still nobody had come to help. And the fact that there was nobody doing anything about all these people left stranded and hungry. And I watched the Superdome, and all I could think was if we had 100 rainbows there, we'd have that shit under control. We'd have latrines and bury the dead bodies, and we'd have done all the things that were necessary. We'd have pulled the resources and made it happen. And I just thought, well shit, I'm so tired of waiting for somebody else to do it that I started organizing the efforts in Tampa, loading trucks, and driving supplies out here. I got the truck sponsored by 2001 Odyssey Strip Club of Tampa. Yeah, I got the strippers to pay for the gas, and me and my best friend did the work and got a bunch of supplies out here. And I was standing at the stadium when RJ called and said, "Dirty Mama, we're on our way to Mississippi," and I said, "I'm in Biloxi. What took you so long?"
There are a lot of people in temporary housing. There's a lot of people in trailers. There's a lot of people who still are trying to cook on camp stoves, if they have one. People still living in tents, and do they need to be living in tents? How to get into the system has never been clearly outlined for people. The answer that a lot of people want to give is, well, post signs. Well, you have a high illiteracy rate in this community. So if you're just posting things on bulletin boards and expect people to read it and know where to go, that ain't going to happen. Unless it's on airwaves, unless it's on the TV. And people who may have access to TV and to radios are spending time standing in lines and not at home watching TV or radio. So it's just it's sort of a vicious circle.
I'm Vermin Supreme, and you are welcome here at the Waveland Cafe. The Rainbow Gatherings, an annual event that we have every year in a national forest and many times in between, where we have up to 10 to 20,000 people out in the woods. We have up to 100 kitchens. It is a non-commercial event.
It's feeding people in primitive conditions where they have no electric or running water, or pretty much just like a disaster area.
The kitchens turn it into delicious food, and then they bring it down to the dinner circle, at which we may have upwards of 3,000 people sitting down for dinner, sharing food together. And it's a cycle that goes on and on. We've been doing this for some 30 years. We knew that we had experience feeding large, vast quantities of people in very primitive circumstances. When we heard the news, when we saw the pictures, we knew that we could be of use. And this, right here, is the most amazing and impressive scene in terms of the love that we are creating, the love that we are experiencing, the love that is coming back at us, the appreciation. It is a feedback loop like nothing I've ever seen. These people have nothing. Katrina came in and destroyed their lives, and we have been able to give them hope, and they give us hope, and it's a very beautiful thing. There's no dishes right now, but that's how good our people are. They have washed all the dishes, washed them all. Every last dish in camp has been washed. That's how good they are, our fine people here in the dish pit. Let's see, kitchen. Oh, it's a beehive activity here. Oh, look out here. Oh, here comes the dishes right now. Look at that. Oh, dishes going right to the dish station, and they'll be washed. It's going to be great. All right, we're going to walk on into this here kitchen and probably make a nuisance of ourselves by just being in the way. Oh, I'm terribly sorry there. I knew it would. And once again, this is a kitchen. We have a real floor. We have real refrigeration. We have a real roof. We've got, like, oh my goodness, all this stuff we got going on here.
We got some marinated chicken parts.
So what are we making here? Lasagna? Really?
Something else.
Wow, where are you from?
New Orleans.
New Orleans? And what brings you here?
Good trailer.
Beautiful, beautiful. FEMA trailer. You heard it here first. Smoke Pit Pirates. We got full-on smoking capabilities, and I can't tell you how many animals that we have smoked up in this smoker pit. What we ain't frying, we're smoking, and let me tell you, It's mighty tasty. There's the dry goods trailer where we keep all the dry things. There's our reefer truck, man, where we keep all the, refrigerated things.
Food is a form of entertainment. It can be. It's a necessity, but it can be a form of entertainment too. So we try to provide real good, healthy, good food.
Good, how are you doing?
Oh yeah. What do you got in there? Well, good morning. We got bacon. We got a ton of bacon. Yes, we do. Oh, my goodness. Oh yeah. Because if you love bacon like I love bacon, then you're gonna love this bacon. Oh yes. Have a wonderful bacon-rific day, my friend. What do you got?
Bacon. I got some eggs right here. You want some eggs? It's egg time.
Good morning. Good morning.
Your favorite part of the entire line. The egg time.
Make sure your self walking high. What's that? Yeah, I know, that's why.
Oh, because they get carted here. We've been raided and pillaged repeatedly by folks from Louisiana, and so now they check IDs, and you can still get supplies if you're not a local. You can get ice and water and MREs, but this is open to Hancock County.
Right.
And this is soap, shampoo, toiletries, stuff like that. And then this side is food, bleach, toilet paper, paper towels. See, they wheel their carts by and help themselves. In the early days, we had a huge problem with hoarding. People walk out with 12-gallon-sized cans of pork and beans. And I told everybody, I had two things to say about that. Number one, you don't know if they're feeding the whole block. Number two, 12 cans of gallon-sized pork and beans might give somebody a sense of security. So let them. Screw it. We got more. We got more coming. Let them. But yeah, you see that blue sticker?
Right.
Anybody with one of those is Hancock County.
If I could find somebody to kind of
We don't know who half the stuff is sent from. More than half. There's some, like Organic Valley is a real big contributor. Without Organic Valley, we wouldn't have all the dairy and some of the produce that we have. They supply really, really good food to this that makes this a much better kitchen. Sanderson Chicken gave us a tractor trailer full of chicken. We have an 18 tractor trailer full of chicken and frozen chicken in the back. We use about a pallet of meat a week here, 600 eggs every morning. That's 20 gallons of eggs for breakfast. We have real strict sanitation policies here. Stricter than most restaurants, even though this is not a restaurant, it's just us sharing food with our friends. Behind us here is the comm unit, and it is more spiritual in nature than the medical staffing community usually provides, with teas and massage therapy and aromatherapy and all that. That's pretty much more what the comm unit's about.
You got you that, you got you all your woo-woo bells and whistles there for your healthiness, Whether you believe it or not, I think they're making people feel better, okay? Especially massage. Oh, it's good stuff.
Stone. We call him Doc Stone. He's not a doctor. He's an EMT. He's an EMT. Everybody calls him Doc because he just looked up to respectfully. But he is an EMT, and he has pretty much spearheaded this project of having medical from the original start of it.
Yeah, I've been here since 5 days after the storm.
Oh my gracious.
Yeah, so I've been here for 3 months.
Where did you come from?
I'm originally from Chicago, where I work on an ambulance on the north side of the city. And I'm also a pre-med student, a biology major. This for me has been an amazing experience because I've learned things that I wouldn't have learned in medical school.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But aren't you missing medical school?
I'm a pre-med.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, I dropped the semester to be here.
No.
A lot of diabetic testing kits we simply give them out. Wow. We have a lot of kits already made up. We have the Essentia glucometer with 2 boxes of 50 strips in there and a lot of lances already. Anyone comes in needing one, here you go. Okay. I've seen 25-year-old people have severe hypertension down here. I'm 25 years old myself. I can't imagine having hypertension for another 25, 30 years. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of hypertension.
Is this in the white population?
Yeah.
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 Everybody.
Predominantly. Really? 90% white down here. And this, in the Waveland-based St. Louis area, Hancock County is predominantly white. I don't have any firm numbers, but that's what it's been. 12th was Saturday. We saw 40 patients. Yeah, complaints, well, percentages and numbers. The 11th was 57 patients.
Most common diagnosis is?
Recently upper respiratory infections. Our average is between 40 and 60 a day, but we have been breaking 70 on several times a day. And it comes in spurts during the meals, because the kitchen here is extremely popular. People from all over come to eat here. It's really good food. It's really healthy also. So during the meal times, the line goes right past our front door. We get a lot of people who just happen to, hey, do you guys have a doctor here? You know, that sort of thing. Right. And we end up hooking them up with $200 worth of pharmaceuticals and you know, getting their diabetes under control.
A hub like this, and then it'll have like 8 or 9 smaller kitchens that it feeds as a distributing around a surrounding area or throughout a whole county. We have several smaller kitchens in the neighborhood, and we direct them here for the big fun events, but they have food delivered closely to where everybody is. It keeps everybody, because people don't want to leave their slab. They're going to stay there and live on it. That way, if they had it closer to their own little community, their own little neighborhoods, had their own little kitchen, and then we refer them to here so they can plug in and get work done on their house, get in touch with FEMA, get in touch with all the people they need to contact. By providing phone service, internet access, and we have live internet, up-to-date speed internet access. In the main dome, we show movies. Anytime you can get people to come and congregate, you should try to get them to plug into their own infrastructure. You know what I mean? They come here not just to eat. If you just let them eat and go away, you haven't done them any good. If you find out who they are and what their story was and what they can do, or what you can do to help them, and then what they can do to help others, and try to get them together. I introduce a lot of people from their own community to each other.
Really? You think so? People are meeting their neighbors because of it?
Neighbors and finding out how to build cool fashion barn raising. We have big meetings 3 times a week where everybody who works here just about goes to the meetings, and everyone has an equal say. Sometimes it's a long meeting.
The only way this works, nobody's in charge. Everybody is owning their own job.
It's hard to get 65 people or 35 people anywhere in there to agree on something long enough that everyone in the circle is quiet for 3 seconds. That's called a consensus by silence. And that's what it takes to get something approved here.
I have got some turkeys that I can smoke and bring to you already cooked.
Great.
Do you need them?
How many?
How many do you need?
40.
Well, no, we've got 33 already.
Okay, then we take 33 off of 60. We need 27 of them.
We're here to make sure that everybody down here is taken care of. That's
make sure everybody's taken care of. We all got to eat.
But I pastor a little church there in Greene County, and we're just trying to help you guys out. I appreciate what y'all have done down here. I really do.
What is here, what remains after Thanksgiving Day in the market, is going to food pantries that are established in the county. So it's, you know, everything.
Food pantries, and also maybe possibly a volunteer kitchen, because there's so many volunteer people coming here. They may open up a kitchen strictly for volunteers. They're playing with that idea because there are so many. It would be a good service to have a volunteer kitchen. Have them in one place, then stay in here. That way, you can get this community back on its feet in 3 years, 3.5 years, instead of 10 it took Andrew.
The bus is coming up, and we're everybody on the bus because we're trying to get the bus. We're trying to get the ridership up for the bus because Dave's a swell bus driver, and the more people that ride it, the better job security he has, and the longer it will stick around for the community.
Your name is?
My name is Flower.
Flower? Okay, Don.
Okay, the reason for this bus ride, because this is a FEMA bus, and it has a local route in the community, and we're trying to keep its ridership numbers up so that Dave keeps a job, the bus driver, and so that the community continues to have this bus service, which maybe not enough people riding. We're getting the numbers up. That's what we're doing here. And this is a scathing expose of how we're manipulating FEMA.
Oh, that was so fun!
I mean, 30 30-foot storm surge here. Like the cops from that police station were actually hanging onto the trees all night on top of the storm surge.
Wow.
You know, the wind's blowing at whatever, 150, whatever it was, at 30-foot high. They stayed there all night. 6 hours until the water went back out.
I think the whole world needs to know that that this was and is the real church in action here. That the people, and it's not just church, it's people. Without regard to denominational boundaries, without regard to titles, without regard to anything other than helping out brothers and sisters. Hundreds of people have come to the Mississippi Gulf Coast and have lent a hand. Some for a day, some for just a few hours. One lady who has lived her entire 80-year life over in Bay St. Louis came here and worked every day in the market for a period of about 2 months. And she just went about doing what she saw needed doing. Nobody had to tell her what to do. She just understood what the need was and met that need. That's the important thing that's happened here.
No, 26, I think.
All these different groups and different people from different strata of our society have come down here and stepped in and stepped up and lent a hand. That's what's impressed me the most. We got these supplies from a host of different sources. A preponderance of this came from the International Aid people, which is a nationally recognized nonprofit organization that many of the church denominations contribute to, and then the rest of our supplies came from private donations. We got a lot of supplies from the Methodist UMCOR operation, which is a disaster response situation. But we also got supplies from a Reformed Judaic tradition up in North Mississippi. We got supplies from virtually every source you can imagine, right down to including people who pulled in with a small vehicle and unloaded just a few cans, but they gave what they could and what they had. My wife and I lived in this area for a period of 8 years prior to retirement. And when we retired, we became full-time RVers. And we're going to come back and help out with the volunteer process for the next couple of years here.
So you live here?
We do. We live in Bay St. Louis.
Yeah. How did you fare the storm?
We actually did better than a lot of other people. We were in our home during the storm, and we didn't get the water, but we had a lot of tornado damage. It blew out windows and took a large portion of our roof, and it was really the aftermath that was so awful because no electricity, no communication. It was 2 days before we were able to let our family know if we were alive or dead, and the water and supplies, which they came in several days afterwards, and we actually found out about 2 days after the storm we could go to the No Longer Bay Bridge and get a signal on our cell phone, and so that's how we let our son know in San Francisco that we were alive, because he actually had seen it on television and thought we were dead and had put us on the search and rescue team. And about 5 days after the storm, some family came in and actually evacuated us out. So, but we came down each week checking on things, and then we finally decided we were homesick and we would just come back home. And then we came, and all of these wonderful people were here, and how you thank everyone for what our country's done, I don't know. And it's the people, you know, and all of these beautiful people from the Waveland Cafe and what they've given to us we can never repay. I didn't go there and get a lot because there were people who were so much more destitute than I was.
Right.
But I had heard so much about them that I actually just wanted to go down there and meet them and see the people that were doing all of these wonderful things, because I know that Hancock County could not have made it without what they have done. And to give us this parade, it's just really beautiful, you know.
You ever had a parade like this before?
No, and I think they're fabulous. They're the most beautiful people that there are. They are absolutely fabulous. The love that they have is just unreal. They're beautiful. That's all I can say.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? This is the parade that we promised you, and this is it right here. The first parade since Katrina leveled this town. And we are bringing a little special excitement and beauty and color to this otherwise desolate wasteland. But send some money down here, send some energy down here. People are still hurting. We're still celebrating, but people are still hurting. And they're going to be missing us. We're going to leave a hole here. This is Me World. Waveland still needs help.
Were you here through the storm?
Yeah, I was the shelter manager at the Red Cross shelter.
Wow. You don't like these hippies, do you?
Love them. I'm a hippie. She is.
Love you, family. You're a beautiful family. We'll be thinking of you, okay? Hi, buddy. Beautiful people.
The city has laid out the red carpet for these. Oh my God. I mean, there's a quick story about how we were distributing flyers for the parade, and we went over to the city hall to give out the flyer. The woman came out of the head of the city hall and started like really ragging on Aaron. You know, what are you doing? Who'd you talk to about this? There's no, we haven't decided anything about any parade. Just giving him a hard time. And then she said, who's putting on this parade anyway? We said, Waveland Cafe. And she goes, oh, of course, sure, what do you need?
Actually, one of the biggest parts of the organizations, all organizations start off with the best of intent, but if you get too big for your britches, you're just that, too big for your britches. And that it takes grassroots to really make a difference, and once they grow past grassroots, they lose their effectiveness. So that's what I really kind of took from here, and I don't know, it's been very empowering just to be able to help people and love on people and to be emotionally supportive, and all the people that are here have totally helped me out, you know. It's just great. I like being here, and I'm sure I'll cry when I leave.
The irony's not lost on us that a lot of the same people who may have been leery of us before, certain religious groups, certain law enforcement groups, have learned that we're just people too who dress a little different and our food's good. So maybe we're not all bad.
I don't know if I would really even like you.